The polished marble busts and motivational posters show Marcus Aurelius as the ideal Stoic, calm, composed, eternally wise. But the truth hidden in his private journals reveals a far more human story. Imagine this scene. It's 170 AD on the German frontier. The Roman camp reeks of blood and disease. Emperor Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the known world, sits alone in his tent. His ink-stained fingers tremble as he writes by flickering lamplight. Soon you will be nobody and nowhere, like all the dead before you. This isn't ancient wisdom. This is raw human terror. The meditations weren't composed in some Athenian garden, but in the mud and blood of endless wars, written by a man who lost 8 of his 13 children to plague and disease. Witnessed the Antonine Plague kill 5 million Romans. Fought Germanic tribes while his empire crumbled. Slept just 4 hours a night under military blankets. Modern Stoicism sells you empowerment. The original was survival literature. Today's Stoic coaches have turned philosophy into a self-help commodity. They peddle 3 dangerous myths. Myth 1. Stoicism means emotional control. The truth. Ancient Stoics never advocated suppressing emotions. Epictetus, the slave philosopher, taught radical acceptance, not denial. When he said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them," he wasn't prescribing emotional detachment, but recognizing our limited control. Modern distortion. Never show weakness. Actual Stoic teaching. Weep, but don't stop doing your duty. Myth 2. Marcus was the perfect Stoic. The Meditations contain shocking passages never featured on Instagram. The stench of decay, rot in the tomb, bones turning to dust. Book 10. All is ephemeral, both memory and the object of memory. Book 2. Soon you will forget everything, and soon everybody will forget you. Book 7. These aren't philosophical musings. They're the midnight terrors of a man obsessed with mortality. Myth 3. Stoicism guarantees success. Seneca's tragic end reveals the truth. Despite being Nero's advisor and one of Rome's wealthiest men, he was ordered to commit suicide. His final act, dictating letters while bleeding out in a bath. His last words weren't about triumph. This is the only freedom left. The $500 million Stoic industry thrives by simplifying complexity, turning nuanced philosophy into tweetable platitudes, exploiting insecurity, selling the fantasy of total emotional control, erasing history, omitting the tragic lives of actual Stoics. Consider these inconvenient truths. Zeno, Stoicism's founder, drowned himself at age 72. Cato the Younger stabbed himself in the gut after military defeat. Marcus spent his final years in constant physical pain. The movement's modern rebranding as mental toughness training would have baffled the ancients. Buried beneath the commercialization is a profound psychological framework modern thinkers miss. Amor fati was never about positivity. Nietzsche later coined the term, but the Stoics practiced it differently. When Marcus wrote, "The impediment becomes the way," he wasn't preaching toxic positivity. He was describing how. His children's deaths taught him impermanence. The plague revealed societal fragility. War showed the illusion of control. The premeditatio malorum paradox. Modern Stoics present negative visualization as a productivity hack. For Marcus, it was existential preparation. When you kiss your child goodnight, remember they may be dead by morning. This wasn't morbid, It was the reality of ancient life. The Stoic God problem. Modern secular Stoicism ignores the original spiritual framework. When Marcus wrote, "Everything harmonizes with me, which is harmonious to you, O universe," he wasn't being poetic. He genuinely believed in a providential cosmos, divine reason, logos, governing all. Death as reunification with universal mind. The next time you see a sleek Instagram post about Stoic morning routines, remember the authentic meditations. Written with battle wounds still bleeding. Composed during sleepless nights of grief. Penned by a man who knew all his achievements would turn to dust. This isn't to dismiss Stoicism's value, but to rescue it from commercialization. The true Stoic path isn't about bulletproof emotional control, ruthless productivity, toxic masculinity, but about finding dignity in suffering, practicing radical acceptance, building resilience through self-honesty. Still believe in the sanitized version of Stoicism? Comment "Real Stoic" below, and I'll send you Marcus Aurelius's most shocking, never shared passage. Subscribe for more.